Yes, sir. We are live. We are back. Your favorite duo is back. Your favorite cousins are back in session. I am your host, Cam Silver,
I am your co-host Kyle Silver.
and welcome back to the Silver Boys podcast. Yes, we are in house today. We couldn't get into the studio, but it is all good because guess what? We still got the same agenda. Still gonna talk about the stuff that we're gonna talk about, and a lot has happened so far this week, Kyle. I'm
A
not just
lot.
talking about in football, but also talking about in basketball too. NBA
Yes.
has been going crazy lately.
Yes,
But
sir. Yes, sir.
let's matter of fact, let's get into what's going on in the NBA. So Monday night was Kobe's 81 point game anniversary.
hmm
And so obviously traditionally what happens, everybody starts going off. Joel Embiid decides to go for 70, and Karl-Anthony Towns sets himself a new record. I think it was 62 if I'm not mistaken.
hmm
So it was wow, it was mind-blowing to see. I was at work while these games were going on and everything, and my boy kept updating me on what Joel was doing. And like by the end of the first quarter, Joel already had like 30 something points.
hmm It's like it's almost like Kobe's like spirit just like embodies like a bunch of different players. It's like
Yeah.
that Holy Ghost that you used to get back in the day in church, you know what I'm saying? Like I love it. I love it. I love it. I remember my dad told me I wasn't able to catch the game, but I watched the highlights and everything. And I remember Pops was telling me, he was like, "Yo, Joel just dropped 70." And I looked at him and I said, 70? The same way KD said it in his presser at
This,
at
yeah,
his
yeah.
game. The same exact way. I said, 70? Are you kidding? Joel, 70 against, oh my God. It's just
I was like, damn, against Wemby?
Wemby, dude. Wemby. He came into that game with a mission. He's like, hey, young boy,
We gon' we
relax,
gon' we gonna
relax,
hold on. The heights
relax.
gotta hold on real quick. The
He
heights
like
gotta hold on real quick.
you're not on this level that we on. You're still a young boy. You're still a young cat. You gotta learn, brother. You gotta learn. And he showed
Yeah.
him. He was hitting them with mid range after mid range 3-pointer, taking him to the bucket, putting his shoulder into him. That's the Joel that we've always wanted to see, and to be able to see that, it was damn near reminiscent of like, imagine if Shaq had a mid range like that, dude.
He looked like a guard. Like he just looks like a guard.
Mhm.
He's sitting there, like you said, he sized them up. It was between next it's a step back jumper.
That
It was
step back jumper is his step back jumper
it's
for a big
clean.
man is
It's
so clean.
clean. It's
It's
clean.
it's so clean that it's disgusting. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It man, it's hard to describe too because seeing him in person is crazy
Mhm.
because like I've seen him do stuff like that, but for that to keep going like that and it wasn't like stopped, like there was literally nothing that Victor could do. It was nothing that the Spurs could do as a
Nothing,
team to even
nothing.
stop that. But I was more than impressed with what I had seen, and if it will suck because I think he only has another like 8 games to miss, and then after that he won't be eligible for the regular season awards and stuff like that. So if that were to happen and he can't win the MVP, that would suck because this year he's been putting on. But
It would be real tragic. I got faith in him though. He wants to play. Like, it's not like, there's no rift in the locker room anymore. Everybody's bought in with Nick Nurse. You got Tyrese Maxey doing his thing. Tobias Harris is
and
elevating.
the thing is though, I'm not even talking about the locker room though. We're talking about just he's mainly missed because of injuries. It has nothing to do with the locker room. The locker room is
No,
fine.
yeah, no. I'm just like trying to put in perspective, like, all the things that go into Joel being what he the to his truest potential is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And I believe that, the injuries, and if he can stay healthy, he's easily going to be the MVP. But also, like, a lot of other factors go into that as well, as all I was
Oh
trying to
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, he looks like he's well on his way. They're probably a few pieces away from making a real run at this thing. So you never know for trade deadlines coming up. And speaking of trades, Terry Rozier got traded to the Miami Heat.
Great, great pickup,
That's a
honestly.
awesome pickup.
Great pickup for the Heat.
that was a great pickup for them. Gave the Hornets Kyle Lowry and the 2027 first round pick. Terry Rozier comes in. He's a great scorer. Someone who could play make not only for himself but for others. A good shot creator. He gets after it too. So he's right up the Miami Heat alley right now. So yeah, this is a good pickup for them. Don't know where they go from here because they're still struggling.
Hmm.
As we've
Hmm.
been seeing as of late, they've been struggling, but who knows? They have a game actually Saturday against the Knicks, so we'll see if they could hop back on track there. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think they are at New York too, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's the only way we can do is just sit around, see what's gonna go on. A great pickup for the Heat, though. Talk about a dog that could come into that locker room, come into that organization, that culture, and like really embody everything that you know they try to strive for. And it's a great
Right.
pickup for. It's a great pickup for him.
Yeah. Another thing that happened, Bucks dismissed head coach Adrian Griffin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A little. I was shocked at first, and then afterwards, like, you see, like, how they were, defensively, locker. Like, again, I keep bringing up the locker room in this episode. The locker room was not bought in. You hear Giannis saying certain things, like, that you wouldn't want to hear from a star player in talking about his head coach. Um, bringing in Doc Rivers now. Does that put them over the hump? I don't know because they were already tied for the second best record in the NBA.
Uh,
Um,
uh I'll I'll put it to you like this. So they were second in points per game, fifth in three pointers made, third in field goal percentage, but it's mainly on their defense. They're ranked 22nd in defensive rating, 25th in points per game allowed, 27th in the opponent field goals made, and dead last in the points in opponents field goals attempted. So that's mainly what it is. Doc mainly just has to figure out their defense. Their offense is fine. But another thing that their offense has to do is figure out a way to get Dame involved in his offense a lot more. If Dame can be involved in his offense a lot more, it will make them more deadly. Another
mhm.
another side to that is also Dame just has to shoot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dame just has to score a lot better. Last game I seen him against the Detroit Pistons that Monday night, he was like 2 for 11 from three. Like
Hmm.
you know what I mean? That's not Dame. You feel
He's been
me?
a little streaky this year.
Yeah, yeah, he's been
Um,
very streaky. Like some games he'll have 35, 37. Some games he'll have 11. Like it's
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's gonna be up to Doc to bring that intensity on the defensive end. Um, because Perk says something actually, you can't not Perk, I'm sorry. Kenny Anderson says something. He said you can't force your players to play defense. Like that is more of a on
that's a
you
yeah,
thing. That's a personal pride type of thing. And Adrian Griffin can maybe he just wasn't putting them in the right positions because you have Brook Lopez going out into the three, double teaming, on the three when he should be taking his behind, like staying in the paint,
to the paint. Yeah,
guarding those, down low those two blocks. Um, so hopefully, like Doc can find a different way, but we know Doc's resume, we know like what he brings to the table. All time great coach, don't get me wrong, but the last couple of years, that resume it speaks for itself. And can he get over that hump with Giannis? And can Giannis, lead him? And will he be able to listen as well? Can Giannis listen? Can Dame listen? Can that locker room listen and really
right.
embody like what Doc Rivers is wants to do? Wants to put out onto that court.
Correct, correct. Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be something to watch. Coming into the All-Star break is only 2, 3 weeks away
Hmm.
now, so for sure afterwards we're really gonna be keeping a close eye, and obviously right now too, just like seeing what things that he could implement into this team. So who knows? It's very it's a weird time right now in the NBA. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
really, really is. See a coach fired mid-season, it's just like, it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
things that happen entirely too often.
yeah. No, like the last time I think we seen it happen was David Blatt with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but then that
Cavs,
was
yeah.
different. They had somebody right next to him in Ty Lue,
Hmm.
that already knew the lingo and stuff like that. But I think the difference was how he was playing, how he would be playing his stars of LeBron and Kyrie at that time. So maybe that Rivers comes in and he could play Dame and Giannis a little differently. So it's a waiting game, as we all know. So
You always said it too, real quick, that after All-Star break, that's when the season really starts. Like that's the grind to the finish line, So
yeah.
you got to wait around and you got to see, and we'll analyze it and we'll get into it more.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Another thing that happened real quick in the NBA before we get off to football, Wes Unseld Jr. Is out as the coach of the Wizards. He will take a front office role. One of the assistants will get to the Wizards. It's the Wizards. There ain't really much we can talk about there. It ain't nothing right there for us. They got Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma. I like the Bilal Kalubi kid. I think he's
Hmm.
good. From what I heard, everybody, if they want to make a trade, everybody's on the table except for the Bilal kid. So who knows?
Everybody
Um,
should be on that table.
oh yeah, well, shoot, even the organization and stuff is on the table. So
Just move the whole organization out of DC, apparently, honestly.
there's rumors about that actually, but
That's what I would do. We
that's
need a fresh new
there's
start, guys.
there's rumors about that, but that's a whole nother thing right there. That's a whole another thing right there. But
Absolutely.
um, but yeah, no, let's move on to football. So before we get to the stuff that's happening on the field, let's talk about everything that's happening off the field right now. So the Chargers get their coach and Jim Harbaugh, which was
Hmm.
a great pickup for them. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for him to finally get to link up with someone like Justin Herbert. He's gonna have a ball playing. He's gonna have a ball with him. The Raiders signed Antonio Pierce. The Patriots had Gerard Mayo. The Titans get Brian Callahan. Panthers get Dave Canales, and the Falcons get the defensive coordinator of the Rams, Raheem Morris. So yeah, a lot of things moving. The only two teams that are really looking for head coaches now are the Seahawks and the Commanders.
Hmm. Question for you now, though, Cam.
Mm,
You think one of those two teams is going to pick up Bill? Because
that's a great question.
there was a lot of talks about Atlanta,
That's
but
a great
nobody
question.
was
Yeah,
sure
Atlanta,
what
because I, I
Atlanta.
I thought I thought Atlanta was a shoo-in.
I
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I
Not even
really
gonna
thought
hold you.
too. I really thought too. I always take
That's
that was out of left field to see that he wasn't going to be the head coach of Atlanta anymore. Well,
and
he wasn't in the talks anymore.
yeah, and one of my favorite coaches that's still out there is Mike Vrabel.
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
he's a great coach. He's a great coach.
Yes.
If you let him build the team that he needs to build a team, he will build you a good playoff team. We've
I
seen
would
it with the Titans. So
I would like to see him on the Seahawks. I think that would be a better
that'll
opportunity
be yeah,
than
yeah.
the Commanders.
An established, roster already. You already
Yes.
got superstars and things of that nature. I think that he could put those guys in the right position to really make some good runs. The only thing that they really have to do is build up that defense a little more. Other
Mm-hmm.
than that, there, yeah, I like that one right there.
Now, hold on real quick though, too. Even the Eagles getting rid of their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
bringing in Vic
Vic
Fangio
Fangio,
for
yeah,
DC for
and
defensive
I
coordinator too.
and if I'm not mistaken, I think they interviewed Kellen Moore for the offensive coordinator position, which would be pretty good. But
That'd
yeah,
be
Vic Fangio is a huge pickup.
yeah,
That
man.
that's
Yeah.
a huge pickup. That defense. I think their defense is gonna really have an identity next year with Vic Fangio.
Because
So
they were so weak on the secondary end that he'll find ways to get around that, find ways to really exploit other offenses and hide the defensive inabilities. I think like he's that
correct.
good person to do it. I just
Co-
wanted to touch on that real quick. It's a
Oh
good one.
yeah, no, because that's been one that I've been looking at. I've been staring at
Mhm.
that one. I'm like, man, that's a finesse right there because uh, he's one that he actually he has some pretty good schemes against Mike McCarthy. He knows how to slow down the Mike
Yeah.
McCarthy offense. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, that you know what I mean. That's why I was sneaky.
Yeah.
That one's a little mind trick right there, yo.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
we gonna help Dallas push this dude out of there. That's what that is. I know it. I know it. I know a little petty move when I see one. But
No, yeah, I can't. Honestly, I can't believe that Bill is not going to be. He might be
he
a
might
coach
not
this
be
year,
in this
brother.
year. Yeah, he
Yeah,
might not be in
man.
this year. He might take a rest. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, no, like I said, the only two is left for the Seahawks and the Commanders. So and they
Mhm.
haven't really I don't think that they show much interest in him at
I
all.
haven't heard no talk surrounding either team with Bill Belichick.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. So yeah, no, it might be yeah, no, he might have to shut it down.
Mm, mm-hmm. Or at least take the year off, next 2 years off. Maybe he'll come back. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah, you never know. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Another good one that I is the what's it called? Is the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good one that I think he would do very well somewhere too. But
If I was him, I would stay with the Lions instead. I would stay with Dan Campbell though.
oh yeah, yeah, no, it I feel like that team, you know what I mean, you get like 2 to 3 good years with a really good team, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so I think, you know, and they're just starting their run. So I feel like they have another few years in them. They where they could, you know, still, you know, do the thing you know, in this conference. So
Yeah. 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 I agree. I agree.
but yeah, no, man, let's get into these games, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm ready. I'm ready.
so last week we had ourselves, you know, a great weekend, I'd
Yes.
say.
Yeah, man.
Uh so we had the yeah, so we had Houston versus Baltimore. Baltimore went to work as we expected. Baltimore did exactly what they had to do. Lamar had himself a day,
Field
and I
day.
like a day. He rushed for over 100 yards, and he also passed for over 100 yards. He's the first quarterback to do that actually in the postseason, which is
Yeah,
wild.
that's insane.
I was sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, really? So I was watching that game and I'm like, yo, this dude is all over the place right now. And they look exactly what a number one team is supposed to look like, unstoppable.
That's how they should look. That's exactly how they should look. Going up against, CJ Stroud, that defense and even that team, offensively, that the Baltimore defense really, showed up and showed out as they have been doing over the course of basically the entire season. Um, Roquan Smith doing his damn thing, man.
Yo,
That
he
boy,
looks
that's a bad boy right there.
he's basically just this generation's Ray Lewis right now as
That's
we
a
see it, bro.
bad, bad boy.
He's awesome. He's awesome. I love watching him play. The way he
Yeah.
can plug in the gaps, how he plays in pass coverage, man. He's one of those ones, man. He's everywhere. Like he's literally trying to make every single tackle,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's what that.
You need guys like that on your defense.
Yeah, yeah. No, they have a few guys like that. That's the crazy
Mhm.
part. Him
Yes.
and Patrick Queen are both like that. They
Yes.
remind me of Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's
So
nasty.
yeah,
Going right back to that Ravens defense of old that was locking absolutely everybody down. And then you got an offense that can score.
yeah, at
You
will.
got at will. You got cats that can beat you off the block, yards after catch, can run. Your quarterback can run. You got two great running backs, in Justice Hill, you got Gus Edwards, even
Hmm.
Dalvin Cook too, bro.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
forgot Dalvin was on that damn team.
Yeah, he came in at the end of the game and had himself a pretty good
He
like
had himself
15 plus yard run.
yeah,
I was like, wait a minute.
yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
nah, yo, they stacked up the right way. They knew exactly what
hmm
they were doing. They plugged in the pieces that they had to, and now you know they're in this championship game, and it's gonna be a game, bro. Because what Kansas City was able to do against Buffalo, bro, I said it. I said we even said it. We said we were gonna go with Pat. We said we were gonna go with Pat, but I said if Buffalo wants to do this their perfect year to do it. It's the only. I feel like this is one of the only times to do it.
We might as well just get into that game next, brother. We might as well. We might as well.
Yeah, nah, because the only thing I would leave off with Houston is hats off to them. They had a great season. Can't wait to see how they do in the future. That is an awesome team right there. CJ Stroud is leading that offense. Will Anderson Jr. leading that defense. Houston is on his way to they're gonna be up there.
He'll be right
They're
there.
they're
He'll be
basically
right
up there. They're basically right there, but the game is in good hands. Like, I'll put it to
there.
you like that.
In
Um,
great hands. It's in great hands.
but yeah, no, moving on to the Kansas City, they beat Buffalo 27 to 24.
Hmm.
Just a missed field goal away from what could have been overtime, but or it was more than enough time. And I mean a century type of time for Patrick Mahomes to get down
A
that field.
century. It was a century. Like that man could have had 80 decades, dude.
Ever since we seen him go down in 13 seconds, go down the field in 13 seconds, I'm like, bro, you can't give him any type of time at all.
No,
I wouldn't even give him
none.
a second. I'm not giving him a
Yo,
second. I don't care.
I'm not giving him not no not, 0, 0, 0. I need
No.
3 donuts on that clock, brother. Oh my goodness. And it's not like Josh Allen played like terrible either.
He played great. He
That's
played great. But you want to know the only thing is he just didn't have the moments. Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce,
that is
Isaiah Pacheco, they had the moments.
shout out that Rutgers boy, Isaiah Pacheco, bro. This man, I love watching him. I really, really do. I really, really do.
He himself, he
Mhm.
had 15 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. So like but that's what's gonna be worrying about, like will it be effective at running the ball against that Baltimore defense? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no, no, that's the thing, like Roquan Smith and him both been, they both been bickering at each other from afar, but they
Hmm.
know like once they meet up in that hole, that first time is gonna be
Yeah, that first
that
hit is gonna
first
be
time, that first
we'll
time is
know
going to
we'll
be,
know the setting of that game after that first hit, brother.
bro, bro,
I'm
bro,
telling you, Cam.
bro, it's gonna be a game.
Yes,
This is going to be a dogfight in
yes.
every sense of the word. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait because, you know, it's easy to rock with Pat because we've seen him do it before. But if he does it against a defense like this, if
Hmm.
this offense can somehow, some way pull out something, like this on a defense like this would be crazy to even see because this defense, like we've been talking about, basically, since we got onto this topic, defense just looks unstoppable. But you know how Pat Mahomes is though. You know how he is though. He could pull it out if he really wants to. He could
If
pull it out.
if he really, really like if you again you give him 5 seconds on the clock, he's gonna get your team to score, pretty much, which is insane to just even say and think about. But like I just want to say shout out to Josh Allen and because
Yeah.
they had a little like rough skid in the beginning of the season, came back on
hmm
strong towards the latter end of the season, but you know he threw a good pass to Stephon Diggs. Stephon couldn't catch it.
Stephon couldn't
It was
catch
like
it, and
it's
then
like
after that, he threw one that was short. Who was that with Shakir in
yeah,
what's it called, in the end
yeah.
zone that led to that third down where he should have checked it down. He actually no, yeah, he should have checked it down if I'm not mistaken. Should have checked it down to Stephon Diggs. Probably
Mhm.
would have got closer to a first down. But yeah, like you said, they just couldn't. They just didn't have the moments. That's all that was because it
Yeah,
was exactly the game that we've come accustomed to between these two teams.
exactly.
So
It's gonna be a
so
barn burner and it's gonna be close. That game's gonna
yeah,
be decided basically by a field goal.
yeah, I believe so. I think it's gonna be a
Hmm.
close one. Yeah. But moving on, we had San Francisco just squeeze it out against Green Bay. Green Bay was whew, Green Bay was right there. But again, they had moments, but they didn't have the moments when they needed the
They
moments.
needed it.
You know what I mean? So like the interception Love threw when he was trying to get it to Tucker Craft when it went off of Tucker Craft's fingertips. I think he thought that Tucker Craft was probably going to sit in the zone, but he didn't. All right, so that's one mistake that ends up leading to 3 points. So then now San Fran cuts the lead down. I believe it was to 5, if I'm not mistaken. Then after that, they had another one. Third, I think it was 3rd and 2. Instead of running the ball, they decided to pass it. Okay, that's fine. But you got Jordan Love looking down the field, but instead he should have just checked it down to Aaron Jones. They would have got the first down and more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then guess what? That 3rd and 2 turned into a San Francisco. that last drive where Brock Purdy comes to life, he goes 6 for 7. Chris McCaffrey ended up with a touchdown. San Fran saves themselves. But yeah, no, for that Green Bay team, it's growing pains. That's all it is. They're just young.
The same thing is like same thing we said about, CJ Stroud. Now, I got faith that the Packers, they gonna be there. They really
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be there. They gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
one of
No,
the teams that need
we
to contend in the NFC.
we done I think we done messed around and found another, I don't want to compare him to Aaron Rodgers, but I think we found him because if you look at his stature, you look at his throwing mechanics, you look at the way that he's able to really, he goes up to the line, he knows exactly what's happening, he knows where the pressure's coming from, he knows what coverages to look at, what he might be getting tricked with, he knows how to fit balls into some pretty tight spots. So yeah, no, we're looking at I feel like another Green Bay ring could be coming in real soon.
Real soon. I completely agree. I completely agree.
Um, going to real quick, going to the Detroit game versus Tampa Bay. Detroit, another close one. They always gonna give you they gonna give you everything they got, man.
They gonna make you sweat a little bit. You feel me?
31 to 23, they get up out of there with that one.
Mhm.
But they yeah, like you said, and they have so much at their disposal, especially on offense, So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you just don't know where it's gonna come from. And after it comes from them, it's like how do you stop that thing? And then once you stop that, something else comes out around them. So,
I
I'm
completely agree.
Amon St. Brown, 8 receptions, 77 yards for a touchdown. Gibbs, 9 receptions, 77 yards and a touchdown. Through Laporta, 9 receptions, 65 yards. Like it is actually no, I'm sorry. Gibbs was 9 carries for 74 yards. He had 4 receptions, 40 yards. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, that Detroit team is real tough. And they gonna give San Fran a good fight.
All I'm gonna say is if Debo is out, it's not gonna be an easy run through for San Fran.
Oh no, I feel like for me, if San Fran really wants to get through this, yeah, you already know who they have to get on the back of, and it has to be McCaffrey.
Of course, of course.
McCaffrey, and I'm always gonna go back to this. When San Fran as a team just looked horrible against Baltimore, the only person to get off was who? McCaffrey. He still had a touchdown and he still had over 100 yards.
Hmm.
That was rushing. So you know what I mean? So they have to really, get on the back of McCaffrey and they're gonna have to ride out with him until this, Debo Thursday afternoon was they said he was limited in practice and they're saying that he's been feeling good basically. So it looks
Hmm.
like he's trending in the right direction, I'd say. So obviously we can't definitively
I
say that
think
he's
I
gonna be
think
there,
he's gonna
but
play.
I
I
think he's
think
gonna
he's gonna
play
play.
too. I think regardless he's gonna play. I think he's gonna
Unless
play.
unless his arm is falling
It's
off,
like hanging off, right?
he's gonna play. There's
You
no
already know
way
how
he's
this
missing.
goes. You already know how this goes. This is the playoffs, baby. If my arm ain't falling off, we gonna ride. And
Mhm.
yeah, no, I expect another close one. I expect another dogfight. But game picks, who we got?
So I'm going Baltimore, excuse me, and then I'm gonna go San Fran. I'm gonna go San Fran.
San Fran? Yeah,
I'm gonna go San Fran.
that's the two that I got right now too. Yeah, no, I can't really see it really being anybody else. Like we said, we don't know. Pat Mahomes and them can, they always figure out a way to do it. But like I said, the defense is just too strong. The defense is just too strong. They have too many guys. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle
Kyle
Hamilton.
Hamilton apparently is supposed to be the one that's going to shadow Travis Kelce a lot, and he's really good against tight ends apparently. So, and also you never know, Mark Andrews could come back. So then after that, they'll give them a two tight end. If they get a good two tight end set, like how the Patriots had with Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski,
Hmm.
oh boy, this we we gonna have to ride this wave of a Baltimore rain because Baltimore gonna come in and crash everybody's party, and I think this is gonna be the year for them to really do it
But
because
this
of how
this is
much
the
hype
year.
they have right
This is
now.
this is
This
this is
this
the
is the
time
year.
right now. Right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Baltimore is hot right now, dog.
Right after the Houston game, I was like, oh yeah, they might as well take this whole thing. They're gonna take it. Yeah, I feel it.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. But Hey, that's our time for this episode. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and sticking it around with us. You already know who it is. It's your boy Cam Silva.
It's your boy Kyle Silver.
That's the Silver Boys later.
Thank you, thank you.